How was practice this week? Okay. It was a get-back day on Monday and a little bit on Tuesday. And then we had as good a practice as we had all year Wednesday. I was really, really pleased. Today, too, I was really pleased with our focus and attention to details were fabulous. This is a team that does a lot of things on offense, really good on offense. Another great offensive coordinator. I don't know who the guy is, but he's going to be a head coach somewhere soon. He reminds me a lot of Boise and what they do. And so, having the week off and being able to watch them early, gave us a heads up on some things that I think they do extremely well. And to get all that going and feel comfortable with all the different formations and plays, it took us a few extra days. I mean, we got 100 and something plays in yesterday, and I was really, really pleased the way it turned out.
It would be so easy to have this be a letdown game. I mean, because there's a team you're playing that has only won twice all year long. But you guys don't fall for that kind of stuff. I mean, you have always been a game by game, no matter who you're playing type of operation.
I just don't know if I buy all that. I think that sometimes is an opinion that people come up with, that you're going to fall because of your opponent. And sometimes your opponents beat you. I watched Oregon State play Arizona State. Oregon State outplayed them. I don't care what they say. The better team was in orange and black that night for that moment. And you don't just say, I get to regroup and we should-haves and could-haves, because once you get to that point, it's time. So we don't ever look past the next day. We don't do it. I don't look past, I got to look at film today, detail some of it, and get ready for the best meeting of the year tonight. I mean, it's that important. Everything we do is that important. So we structure things so that we peak on Saturday the best we can. And we sometimes use these things like, you play a faceless opponent. I don't know exactly if that's what it is. That's just a term. But I look at, how do you get the detail in the game so that you play plays on defense? I think it's the hardest thing that we do, other than getting guys to play hard all the time. And so it's basically produced by how you practice, and it never goes past that. So if we don't have a great practice or as good a practice as we'd like, I think the coaching staff and the system that we've developed here, and we nip it quickly and get back on track really fast. And we don't sit around and wait. And we're not easy. And we don't make it easy on guys. And guys expect that, And we have people that respond when it's time to respond. So it's all, to me, about how hard we practice and prepare. And there's no substitute for it. So, yeah, whoever we play, we play the Green Bay Packers Saturday, as far as we know. And I think that philosophy is ingrained as best as we can, And I treasure it. I absolutely treasure it. So I hope we can continue it.
There's been so much hype from the media people and the fans and whatnot this season. How do you insulate yourself from it? Because it's not something that's helpful for trying to coach up guys and get them to focus and whatnot.
Oh, no, it's really easy. I mean,
but what do you do? Do you consciously try to insulate the guys from that junk?
You know what? Yeah, what can we insulate them from? They have these little things that they walk around that tells them everything on earth they need to know. I want to throw them all in the water. But just go back to exactly what I just said. And that's exactly what we preach here. And it never gets out of our hands as best we can. Now, every guy has his own little focus issues, or, so we just go back. This is exactly what we do. This is how we prepare. And if it's not good enough, it's going to be better the next day, and we're going to get it so it's right all the time. And that's the way we live. And we don't live in what's going to happen. We live in the moment. And I know we do. As good as we can. We really do. And it's if you're a young man and you suck, and I tell you that, I don't want you to be thinking about something that's going to happen in 3 weeks, I mean, it's right now. Get it right. And don't go past it. And I pray every morning. I do. I get up and I have a quiet time and I pray and I get myself right, because this thing is it's not the only thing in the world. You know, there's so much more to it. But when it's time for us to focus on what we do, then let's do it better. Like Chip Kelly said years and years ago, he says, we're going to practice better than anybody ever. That's one of the first times I just looked in the mirror and I said, ever? Me? Because he's talking to me too.
Yeah.
I mean, Chip Kelly's capable of it. I don't know if John Neal was. I'm serious. I walked around with a stomach ache forever going, I don't know if I can pull that off. I don't know if I'm that good. And it troubled me. I mean, deeply. And because, you know, the guy at that time is bigger than life, he pulled all of us to make us all believe that we can do that. And we've been trying to maintain that momentum for a long time now.
Yeah.
A long time.
Well, it's worked, though. I mean, it seems like Mark has carried on the successful parts of what Chip did real nicely, because the continuity of you guys were all here for both 10 years, so to speak, and it seems to have been working well. How would you think?
What's great about Mark is Mark's smart.
Yeah.
I mean, I voted for him. I want him to be the head coach because I knew he was smart.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work for someone that wasn't smart or egotistical or thought they could do it their own way. We got a plan. We're all in. Let's go. Let's keep it rolling. And, you know, and the great thing about Mark is Mark's identified his own, what he wants to be. And that's some people don't recognize. It's like, you know what, he's not maybe as big in life right now than Chip Kelly was, because Mark's Mark. But Mark's just as smart. And he stays with the process that got us here, and he ingrains it in everybody, and he keeps it consistent, and he has his own things. He did a few things this week that I went, only a smart head coach knows how to do that, and I won't say what that is really, but just things that helped us prepare. Just things that helped us become a better football team this week. And we're striving to be a better football team every week, and the challenges here they're great. You know, it's not like we're playing a 1AA team that's not very good. We're playing Colorado. They average 460 yards a game and 30 points. I don't care what their record is. That doesn't matter. I don't care if they've won 11 or lost 11. What I see on film is an opponent that's capable of moving the ball and scoring points. And that gets my full attention. And so it's easy to get ready for Colorado. Really easy. It's just another great game we got to play.
You mentioned Mark Helfrich and his intelligence, and when I met him a few years ago, the first time I met him, I was taken with this until wow, that's a smart guy. But I was also, he was comfortable enough with himself to show his sense of humor too. I love his sense of humor. People, I don't know this about him, but he is a funny dude.
Oh, he's really funny.
How does that help him be a better coach?
Well, I think that, you know, I guess one of the things I can share about him, sometimes in the most tense situations, he makes some funny stuff up. And as I thought about it, I thought, it's perfect timing. Everyone's laughing and getting away from that moment that's going to happen in a few hours, because he has enough sense that, you know, he could be funny at the right moment. And some of it's really good, too. I mean, it's Hollywood scripted stuff, man. It's funny, man. I can remember some of it, but it gets me rolling, especially when you're stressed in that, and that you hear it at that moment. So it's just been fantastic. And it's all the time. It's in staff meetings and all, but it's always the right moment.
Yeah.
He knows.
It's part of him being smart, is he knows when to do it. Got great timing.
Yeah, no doubt. Good timing, just like Johnny Carson.
There you go. You're a man who practices what you preach, and I was kind of teasing you about it earlier with your CrossFit and everything, but when I talk to your players, though, they really appreciate it. One of them said to me, well, I'm glad he does the CrossFit because I like it's easy to play for a guy who's fit. And I never really thought about that, but does that enter your thinking at all? You know, set an example by how you act.
Not that I think that's the key to it. For me, what it is I remember the pain. I know the pain. And when I ask somebody to do something that, in a sense, is better than anyone's ever done, then I can look them in the eye and say, it ain't good enough. You're not there. It's not even close. And don't tell me, hey, coach, you do it. I've already done it. And I know what pain is. And I know pain thresholds and how to fight through things. And we also do a great job here of recovering properly. We do a great job. And, you know, with that mix of hopefully hard, focused, concentrated, detailed practice, and then it's over. Recover. Get your minds right. You know, don't lose your minds. Keep your mind sharper as you get back more of your physical body. And that's the science that, I don't know who created that stuff, but I believe in it. And I know Jimmy and Mark and Chip and some of the mad scientists, coaches on our staff have kind of really researched a lot of that stuff, you know. And then if you go back to the way we try to get our kids to eat, the rest, the sleep, when we back off, when we press the gas on, and why we do it is it's a lot of fun to be around that process.
I asked Coach Helfrich this the other day, are you by nature a sentimental guy? And will you be sentimental sending EFO off on Saturday?
No, I'm not at all. I'm not at all. EFO. No, hey, I'm telling you what, those 4 seniors I got now, Dior and I have probably come as far as any 2 men have come together in relationship and being close, and Dargan and Troy. Oh my God, I want to be sentimental. I want to cry. I want to laugh. You know, and I always gets me when it does get me. And the older I get, you know, it's like how many more times do I get this before? They'll all be at my funeral. You know, at least I hope they will. They might not even show up.
Yeah.